Hello. Hey, you look stunning.
Hello, do I? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you look incredible. Oh,
I don't
so
have any pants on. Just kidding.
exactly.
COVID's over. We all wear pants again.
Yeah, totally. I've been wearing my slippers the whole time. Like,
Yeah, I just picked my shoes off, so I was like settling in.
yeah, bare feet, bare feet.
You look
Yay.
great too. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. How are you today?
Good, good. It's been
Yeah.
a really good day. A
Yeah.
lot of alignment, a lot of high vibe, just guys speaking to me. I'm a hugging trees and
Yeah.
releasing and giving back and just
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Excited to be here and
Yeah. Yay. Same. Yeah, no, I went for a after our Q&A panel yesterday, I went for a nice walk along the beach, which was very expansive. It's a massive beach, the from where the dunes are to where the ocean is, the expanse of sand is so huge. So it feels really expansive walking
yeah.
along there, and then the ocean is obviously massive and beautiful as well. So yeah, it was nice
Love
to
that.
integrate everything that we'd spoken about in the Q&A and everything from the whole for 3 days leading up to there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
amazing. Hey, it's been a
Yeah.
great
Mm.
well, this is the fourth day now, but yeah,
Yeah.
yesterday was awesome and
Yeah.
so much knowledge and wisdom all
Yeah.
coming together and having
Mm.
the meshing in, with the science and the spirituality combined. It's just
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I love that as well because there's that saying that science is magic explained, so it's yeah, it's
I like that.
yeah. And there's a
Totally.
when it can, in terms of like the quantum physics and all of those different ways that we can affect the world around us with our mind and our thoughts and how we are all vibration and all of
hmm
that. Yeah.
We're writing the new history books.
Yes, we are. Our story, her story.
Yeah, her story. I love it. That's
Yeah.
good. I've never heard that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, I've seen it on some things recently. So yeah, I was like, it's our history, right? So I love it. Yeah. So you're here today to interview me a wee bit as well, just so people can get to know
Yeah.
me a bit more, and you can maybe ask questions that with things that maybe I hadn't thought to share yet. And we've known each other for a year now, and what I'm creating in the world. And so yeah, I thought it was a good opportunity to add that in there as well.
I know I've been sort of waiting to ask you
Yeah.
of your program.
Yeah.
So you have it's a 4-month program,
Yes. Yeah. Coming up.
Chakra Alchemy. Is that right? Chakra Alchemy.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. So that came up and came to me when we were in our online program together. So that was kind of part of what was birthed out of me working through all of my inner pain and suffering and letting go and learning new techniques that I put that together through that program. So I ran it last year and it was one-on-one with a lovely client and friend, and so that was a really incredible experience as well to have that with someone
Mhm.
that I knew, and also someone that only a new she was a new friend, and so it kind of built our connection as well, working through her with that.
So with the program, if someone doesn't know about the chakras or anything to do with it, what's the overall, who would want to come to your program?
Yeah, well, my client last year, she explained it once we got to the end of it. It was like chakras for dummies. And it was like she was like a total newbie to like all of that kind of stuff. So it is breaking it down and making it really palatable. And it's not going into intensely making sure that we are meditating and speaking the name of the chakra perfectly to like embody it. It's more about like, what is the color of it? Where is it in my body? How does
Mhm.
it feel? What emotions do I store in that area? how does my body feel in that area? Like, what limiting beliefs am I drawing down and holding in that area? So it really is basics
Cool. Mm.
for that as well, totally. And a lot of it is the chakras, but it's it's alchemizing our emotions that reside in that area so we can
Mm.
feel better as a whole human. So the chakras tie into one part of it. Like there's a lot of limiting belief programming, like a lot of thought process programming that I like to do with people as well through the NLP studies that I've done. So a lot of it is your thought process and your limiting beliefs and how you view the world and what your own visual representation of the world is, because we all have a completely different view
Mhm.
based on our upbringing of what the world is. And that's why one person can get offended by something and then another person doesn't, thinks it's hilarious and doesn't get offended, so we
Yeah.
all have our own internal representations of how we perceive the world. And so a lot of it is going into that as well, but then we tie it into the chakras because you're still going to feel it in your body, and you're still going to
Mhm.
feel whatever that limiting belief or that programming or that emotion that has really kind of charged up in you, like why you're reactive to something that it keeps happening, or why you're reactive to a certain comedian, or you can't watch certain types of movies, or certain types of people really grate you the wrong way. And
Right.
so
And then
it's
you can go in and really help someone, because now we're in this point where we have a much more expansive playing field to understand ourselves, as women are coming together and we're looking at different modalities of healing and understanding that energetically there's so much we can understand about ourselves and
yeah.
others.
Mhm.
So you can help somebody pinpoint areas with a certain limiting belief.
Yes.
And is it generally like chakra aligned? Like what would a
Mm,
limiting belief, like I've heard a lot about your voice right
mm,
now.
mm,
There's a
mm.
lot about women
Yeah.
speaking up.
Mm, mm, mm,
So
mm.
that would be your throat
Yeah.
chakra.
Your throat chakra, totally. But then that can also connect down to your heart space and speaking your heart and speaking
Mm.
your truth. So then we're actually like alchemizing the two together as well. So there's a flow between the two. So there's a connection. And then a lot has come up as well for me around like the heart mind connection, and then down to the gut as well. So it's alchemizing them so the energy flows through so it can flow out as well. So yeah, it could be if you're really struggling to speak. And I spoke yesterday in the Q&A about having selective mutism when I was younger, well, in my 20s, and that was definitely alcohol-induced selective mutism as well, like
Yeah.
the paranoia of social interaction and then being a little bit pissed and then just like shutting down. But it's feeling into like it's not just in the throat center. Is it my insecurity? Do I feel unsafe? So then that's your
Mm.
root center. So then you're looking down at that and how you can feel more safe, so you can feel safe to express in the world. Or it could be your womb center, like your creativity, you're struggling to speak about um, what you're wanting to create in the world, your spiritual gifts, putting together a program, or
Mm.
putting a summit
Mm.
together like this. So
Mhm.
sometimes we get choked up only when we talk about specific things. And so we can talk, till the cows come home about something, and have no problem expressing in our voice. But then as soon as we start talking about, a certain topic, or our mum or a dad or cousin or something that happened, or a best friend when we were younger, and then
And
it
then
just
you can
collapsed.
help alchemize the
Mm,
areas
mm,
of where
mm.
those points of like blockages are, energy
Yeah,
blockages.
yeah, for sure.
That's wonderful. And you
Yes.
also you part of alchemizing it or clearing it, is that through meditation? Is that through because this one now is group work, which sounds fantastic because
Mm-mm.
there's dynamics and the energy of groups that
Yeah.
we know now. It's like there's a lot of magic that can happen and alignment and coming together, and women all of a sudden are in your program and meeting sisters essentially.
Yeah, meeting each other, totally, totally.
Mhm.
And so that's part of, the throat center as well. And part of the benefit that I got from being in a group program is someone will be speaking something and it sounds like they're speaking to you or about you. And you're like, you all of a sudden aren't alone, because you are like,
Yeah.
actually, this person, and then you can feel compassion for that person and their situation. And then that ripples on and you feel compassion for yourself as well. And so you're creating this, yeah, leveling up and opening everyone up based on,
Yeah.
where they're at. And someone may have, really blocked in their solar plexus and not feel confident in themselves at all. And then, someone else in the program might be more confident in their center. So you could work together, with that
Right.
dynamic to really help lift everyone up. So there definitely is a benefit in, the group program.
And then these are as they're getting educated and understanding the wisdom behind it, they are able to then access that on their own as well,
Mm.
and sort of skills for life.
Totally, yeah. So you said about the meditation. So every session that we go into, that we work through with the 4-month program, is going. There'll be a meditation portion of it, and that is part of the training your brain of accessing repressed thoughts, and accessing different parts of the brain, but then also having beautiful experiences and connecting and opening up to connect with ancestors and spirit guides and animal guides, and and whoever wants to come through and have that beautiful visual experience as well. So a lot of it is cultivating that, and some people, when they first start meditating, find it hard to visualize. So there is a lot of cultivating that at the beginning. So at the
Mm,
beginning of the course, the meditations will probably be quite a bit longer, because there's a lot more speaking through the visuals and getting set up and getting people into it. But then towards the end of the program, the meditations will be maybe a bit shorter, but more
right.
potent, because people can get in quicker. They can drop into their intuition, their heart space. They can access. They've started to learn the tools, and understand what's happening in their body when the emotions start to come up, and they've learned processes so that they can kind of release it. So yeah, meditation is a huge part of accessing that, and yeah,
Getting that whole,
tricking the
yeah,
subconscious.
there's, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Well, whatever that comes up,
Mm.
if it's a feeling that it resonates as why you're feeling a certain way, and then
Mm,
you understand yourself better and
mm,
come into that self-regulation, that healing, that place of understanding and grace and forgiveness, or whatever it may be,
yeah.
and then in a safe space.
Mm, mm, mm.
That's beautiful. And to have the
Yeah.
tools.
Yeah.
And if you're totally never meditated before, or
Totally.
yeah,
Totally.
okay.
Yeah. If you've never meditated before, or you're new to the chakra system or anything like that, then yeah, this is going to be a great place to start. I think the only thing would be if you're like in deep trauma response and you're really in like in a heavy trauma response, it wouldn't be the right place to start. That you would want to
Right.
be talking to, and going to see the people that are really going to help you, and more
Yeah.
clinically trained, probably, with dealing with quite heavy trauma, in that sense. So it is coming in, and feeling, relatively um, okay in your body, but you're just like,
Right.
there has to be more than this. Like, I'm
Mm,
not communicating with my friends and my family properly. I'm shutting myself off because I feel anxious. If you've got a bit of anxiety, depression, that's not what I'm saying about deep trauma.
mhm,
But if you're feeling like you've got a ruminating thought pattern about something, and you just got to get it out, and this is going to be a good
mhm.
place to transition through. If you're dwelling on something from the past and you can't shake it, then this is the place to come and really transmute that. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. So yeah, exactly. It's if you're in a state of crisis, it's more of someone that's ready to really unpack that and
Mhm.
figure out how they can understand themselves better,
Yep.
and then use your different, yeah, your chakra system to,
Mm.
again, yeah, there's 6 chakras,
7, yeah.
root
7.
7,
Yep. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
And
so
then, yeah.
what drew you to this specific area? Your
Yeah,
interest.
I think it all unfolded just with what helped me, really. Like, these are the
Mm,
processes that helped me. And so this is my internal process that I do and that I did to help myself. So
mm.
that's why that, yeah, I kind of created it from how I helped myself. totally. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's really what we're kind of doing, right? On this
Yep.
planet right now, our
Yep.
women are, we're figuring out things, we're unlocking codes, we're unpacking, new narratives and understandings of self and making it a healthier, safer space
Yeah.
to be women and heal. And
Yeah.
I love this. I love it
Yeah.
so much.
Definitely.
Your past life and love regressions are very powerful too. That is a gift you have. I know that personally.
Yeah.
Your meditations are phenomenal, and you're also coming into, we did a past life and we did a past love regression, which is a really beautiful way to, again, alchemize certain thought patterns and feelings in this present lifetime. It
Mm.
was for me, for sure.
Yeah.
And so that is that part of the program as well, the 4 months?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Within that, there will be woven potentially when we get to the heart center, but it will be feeling into the group and how the group is progressing with releasing what they're working through. But I would say that once we get to the heart center, we would probably do 2 sessions and we would do our heart center, you know, class. And then the following class, we would do a past love regression as a collective group regression as well. So yeah, that's all part of it.
Exciting.
And yeah, I'd say probably with the lower chakras, the root chakra, we would do, you know, incorporate in there a past life regression as well. So it's feeling into the dynamic of the group, like there is structure with working through each of the chakras and each in the different emotional centers. I go with the work of Dr. David Hawken. He has a book called Letting Go, and he has many, many books. But he
Right.
talks about the energetic frequency of each emotional state. And so it's working through those emotional states with each of the chakras. So, like your lowest vibrational states are like guilt, shame, regret, and all of those are in your lower chakras. So we start with those and we really
Wow.
work up through them. So, you know, in those lower states of apathy and depression and guilt, shame, regret, you can really go into a past life regression in that and look at these deeper aspects of where you're feeling that and see if there is like a past life, something that you can transmute and let go with that as well. So yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I love
Mhm.
it. That's really beautiful. And so anyone, even if they were maybe changing jobs or
Mhm.
like at any point in your life, if you're feeling you're in a transition, it's a good time to balance out the chakras and understand more about
Yeah.
your body, your
Yep.
wellness, the program within that we have that's connected outwardly that we're just, learning more and more about. And
Definitely, yeah. If
yeah,
you're
this is
feeling dysregulated in your nervous system as well, again, like the ruminating thought process, if you just feel like your negative self-talk is like amplified and you can't seem to quieten it or shift it, it's like this really this limiting belief programming of like, yeah, finding the root of the limiting belief. What is your mind telling you about yourself? Like how much do you
mm,
hate yourself? How much do you
right,
think you're a failure or that you're not worthy of love or you're not worthy of you know that you don't have the ability to create the life that you want? Then it really is going in and looking at these and reprogramming the mind and looking at how we can use, I like to use the law of assumption in combination with the law of attraction.
okay,
I believe the law of assumption is what makes the law of attraction work because you have to assume that you're worthy of the thing for the thing to attract to you. So
right,
that's kind of like the working mechanism of the attraction is the assumption. And we kind of always say that, you know, assumption is bad, you know, but we don't want to be assuming bad things because you're attracting bad things. And so that's when we get into the
right.
thought pattern of like, don't make assumptions, but we can make positive assumptions, you know, about ourselves. And when we do that, we are
Mm.
gradually reprogramming the mind. And this is like the neural pathways. And this is, you know, a lot of Joe Dispenza, and what he talks about is like all the neural pathways that we can retrain in the brain. And a lot of it is affirmation work that I work with. And I know that that can be like a little bit like, oh, we've so done that. That's so like, that's so early 2000s, like doing
Right.
affirmations, right? And we've all walked around being like, I'm skinny, I'm skinny. And, you know, you like keep looking in the mirror and you're not skinny yet. So, why not? Like, come on, hurry up. Exactly.
Right. But it's
But
still developing
it's what
into
it is. No, yeah.
connection.
So yeah, what it is you have to feel the
Mhm.
affirmation. Like you have,
Right,
it's finding the right words that hit home about what you are trying to cultivate for yourself. So if you are wanting to bring more money into your life, I mean, I'm no money magnet, guru. So, but it is
yeah,
about affirming that when money comes in, that yes, money always arrives to me because you can see it happening, even if it's $100, it's still money arriving to you. So
right,
it's reaffirming that what you see in the world is actually coming in, and kind of changing your perception of what is coming into your world. So
right.
yeah, it's quite
Yeah,
interesting to go into.
that's beautiful. And so what would someone come out of it feeling after the 4 months? So you meet once a week?
Yes, yeah, we would have a
Okay.
couple of integration weeks in there when we're going through, but yes, once a week for the 4 months. Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Mm,
And
yeah.
then so after the 4 months, you would feel a little more, yeah, like balanced and in tune
Grounded.
with where you want to go, grounded, and have some strategies to be able to
Yeah.
kind of hold and harness your own, yeah, essence of where you're at in your life.
Totally, totally. And it's about having the internal realizations about why you've created what you've created for yourself as well. So it is kind of like looking at what you've created already based on your beliefs and your thought patterns and how you can get yourself out of that. So my client a couple of years ago that went through the Chakra Alchemy Program, she said that it would be a couple of days after we had the session that she would have an aha moment about something to do, with the session that we had that week. But then, there was an awareness that came in. So it's like giving our brain permission to relax and not have to
Yeah,
overthink everything as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and after these 3 days, I mean, understanding the central nervous system and how much that, coming in with the science aspect of it and then
Mm,
the energetic aspect of it, this is a really great combination to understand
yeah.
that balance
Yeah.
within
Yeah.
and
They
having
all work
those,
together. Definitely. Definitely. And the
yeah,
grounded, feeling grounded and not so in your head. We can get in our head so much, and yeah, project those negative assumptions outwards. So yeah, it's about bringing us back into the body, which is, yeah, the central nervous system, bringing ourselves into the
yeah,
body and feeling present here and now. And yeah,
yeah.
it's, yeah, about arriving now. And yeah. Yeah.
This is great. This is so awesome. This is what yeah, I don't know. I didn't ask you much about it because I was like curious to really to connect and find out more. So it
Mm,
sounds very, yeah, like
yeah.
enriching and a
Mm,
comfortable pace.
mm.
Is there any homework or anything like that, or is it just
No.
come as you are each week?
Yeah, come as you are each week. And I think the homework would be journaling. That would be the main thing in between sessions is journaling and gratitude journaling kind of each night. So if things come up, there is an awareness around it and you can then bring that to the next session,
Right.
so that could be something that, could be transmuted for the next session. So yeah. Yes.
That's great. And then, so yeah, that's perfect. So as you are in your day, say for example, the more you know about your chakra, the system of it, you can be more aware of where you're at. Like if
Mm.
something's going on for yourself,
Yep.
if
Mhm.
you're like have resistance to go do something, you'll be able to understand what chakra that's coming from and work on that.
Yeah, you'll be able to drop into your body and feel into why am I having that thought or that resistance
Mm,
around doing that, and notice and be able to like adjust yourself. And there's some internal processes that you can tap into quite quickly, that can regulate
mm.
yourself as
Yeah,
well. And there's
yeah,
lots of things that we've learned about over the last 3 days that have really been like little micro tools that people can use throughout the day. So it's about weaving those in more and more and finding those little micro tools that you can do in the car as you're driving to a meeting, or if you're going to, or you've been somewhere and you've been triggered and you feel anxious, that you can ground yourself, you can process it, you can be like, actually, there's a lot about what Courtney was saying yesterday in the Q&A as well, about being like, that's actually a past part of me that's very being reactive. That's actually my inner child, my inner teen. That's actually have my, my
Right.
8-year-old self is having a tantrum
Yeah.
because I still haven't got it yet, and this thing is still triggering me. And so it's about shifting
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
and it is shadow work as well. Going into these deeper portals. I
You
call
love
my
the shadow work. That's something I know. The shadow work is a
mm,
great,
mm,
some people are like, ooh, shadow work, but it's
yeah,
really a beautiful place
yeah.
to see where the light actually you can shine the light on some things.
Totally. Yeah, the pearls of wisdom are in the deepest parts of your shadows. So yeah,
Mhm.
I do. And that's the reason why I call my group the Order of the Dark Moon. Is, the dark moon is
Yeah.
that last slither where the darkest parts of our shadows still reside before the new moon appears. And that is that transitional phase where you can really access and release those. And I work with, a few goddesses like Kali Ma and Sekhmet. And, when I first started working with Sekhmet, a lot of people around me were like, oh, they kind of like recoiled a wee bit, like, that's intense. And you're working with Kali Ma as well. So,
Yeah,
you know.
I know Callie quite well. She's looking at me right now. I've got she's in my window and I'm always like, okay, she's
Yeah.
there if I need her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
Sekhmet as well.
Totally.
It's beautiful. And the goddesses are all here. They're all waiting. They're waiting to
Yes.
be part of this and to help
Yeah.
and it's just takes that
Yep.
go time to sign
Mm-mm.
up for something or follow that intuition if you're ready for a change and want to, you know, find out more about yourself and the powers that we have with the goddesses that are coming through and the changes we can make to ourselves and for our families, and it just resonates out
Mm.
as we heal ourselves and understand ourselves. It just
Yep.
ripples out. It's really beautiful.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the past love regression.
Mm-mm.
So I think this is really cool. So we talked about it a bit before. Well, I talked a lot about it in the interview before because I was excited. But I really think this is a beautiful avenue
Mm.
of connecting to something that we yearn for.
Mm.
That is, for me, that's what really happened was a deeper understanding of love and and that you can help assist and guide to travel to a place of a feeling that resembles that yearning
Mm.
and what that is. And once you connect to it, it's like a releasing, like an understanding, and really beautiful. It's a wholesome feeling of self.
Mm.
So, and with the past life regression,
Mm.
that I mean, maybe you can talk a little bit about the difference
Mm-mm.
between the two.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. Like I'm mentioning earlier, like the past life regression is really going into these like really dense kind of past lives that we've had that are traumatic, or we've had, a lot of heavy things that have happened to us. And I think one of my first past life regressions I did, the woman said to me, you will guaranteed 99% of the time, like the first handful of times that you do a past life regression, you'll see yourself as a victim, because
Mm-hmm.
it's easier to see ourselves as the victim than the perpetrator. But that is, yeah, also dense energy that we want to transmute through. But we have been everyone, and we've been the
Yeah,
lover and the loved, and we've been, the prosecutor, and we've been
brutalized and
victim, and we've been, on all sides, and we have all those aspects to us, and that is the shadow, and that is the part of ourselves that we hide and hold and shame, and try and hide away and pretend that they don't exist. So it is really good to look at those as well. But there can be a little bit of a framing where you can, I don't know, blame something on, but that's just because of my
Mhm.
past life. So we don't
Right.
don't want to get into that state as
No,
well.
no, no,
So
no.
it's a
Yeah,
fine line.
narrative.
Mm,
So
mm.
one would want to do, I did a past life years before you, but I did when I was younger. And I remember going because it was kind of trendy when I was like, 19 years old.
Yeah.
And I went, and there was this being locked in a tower, and I don't know really why I went, besides just curiosity. Something was calling me,
Mm.
but it really made sense as to how I felt in a trapped feeling and wanting to travel and be free.
Yeah.
So that would be, who would want to pass life regression? I mean, anybody can, but what would the
Yeah.
benefits are to
Yeah.
understand your current lifetime better?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
transmute the struggles that you're having in this lifetime, the
Mm.
dynamics with people around you, your own internal struggles. Yeah, if you've just got the monkey mind chatter, or you have this like un rationalized fear of snakes or
Mm.
animals, or you don't even live in a country where there are snakes, but you have a perpetual fear of
Oh.
something. That was when I went to and had my first past life regression when I lived in Australia. It was at someone's home, and they had different people doing different modalities in different rooms, and then afterwards, we kind of had lunch outside, and one of the
Mm.
men was talking and about his irrational fear of snakes, and they, yeah, had done a past life regression, and
Yeah,
he
what's
was,
with that? Why are
yeah,
people scared of snakes and
yeah,
spiders? Like, some people, they're
yeah,
born scared of them.
yeah, I
I,
know,
I,
right? Yeah, my
I
mum's like
love them.
terrified of spiders.
My mom
Get it.
can't even watch snakes on TV.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I don't know where that goes, but that's another story, I guess,
Yeah,
to
for
find out.
sure.
But definitely
Yeah.
something genetically coded or ancestral about
Yes.
that that fear. But
Yeah.
that's so it's really a releasing, hey,
Yeah,
of
and it's just going to
everything.
the root of, you want to go to the life that is the starting point of that, like the root life where that happened is
Mm-hmm.
what we're
Mm-hmm.
journeying to when we do this. So it is about yeah, going in deep and clearing. And I like to journey with Inanna and
Mm.
Persephone. Persephone and Inanna are kind of one and the same. Like you've got
Mhm.
your different goddesses, Aphrodite and
Same kind
and
of archetype
yeah, exactly. That
energy.
are the same and different, Greek and Roman. And so Persephone and Inanna are, one and the same, but more people resonate with Persephone and understand her story. So her descent into the underworld. But Inanna is a Sumerian goddess who also went through the same journey. And so
Mm.
journeying into the underworld is this journeying into the past life. So I take Inanna along on that
Oh,
journey,
she comes
and
along.
it comes
Okay,
along.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
So,
beautiful.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's really powerful because I know before I didn't know the goddesses. I
Mm,
knew that there was a fiery side of me, the
mm,
more that woman that's, I don't know what you want to call her, the wild woman archetype,
mm, mm,
rebel, I have a
mm.
motorbike and all the things, and
Yeah.
adrenaline junkie, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. And then identifying, being able to connect with a goddess was really, really, it was like a feeling of, okay, this makes sense.
Mm, mm,
And now I could not be in resistance to these energies, and more use them in a way that was um more graceful,
mm.
less destructive,
Yeah.
but honor that there is a fire inside of us for a reason.
Yeah.
And you're very close with those goddesses, so that's beautiful. It's a really
Yeah.
nice way
Yes.
to teach. And you go over the goddesses as well with during your program.
Yes, 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 definitely. I mean, whatever comes up with the people that are coming
Right.
in, the women that come into the group as well, and what
Mhm.
they are wanting to learn and journey with alongside that, that can really be cultivated as well. But the goddesses that I journey with will definitely come into it. But yeah, there can definitely be, yeah, more.
I'm excited about, because with the past love regression and my experience, and how really powerful that was in the group dynamics, to have that with the
Mm,
women and really be able to, yeah, cultivate
mm,
that, what comes from everyone's journey,
and the
and
different
how they
things.
feel after, and
Yeah.
that maybe more secure sense of safety and self, and not less feeling there's a, you're searching for
Mm,
something. You can
mm.
just let that go and then work more on yourself again.
Yeah, because there's an inner knowing with the past love regressions, like It is about accessing that feeling. So you
Mm-hmm.
know, and you felt that, so you know what it feels like. So when you're experiencing in this world, when you're, dating or you've got a partner and it's, yeah, you've got a calibration access point to like what you
Yeah.
know that you are worthy of
Yeah,
receiving.
exactly. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can say, no, that's not where, I mean, unless someone is, they're willing to be looking at themselves and on their own journey and path, and there's a respectful avenue of commitment and
Mm,
individuality, but
mm.
going into it hoping to find that deep love with someone that maybe, what they show you is what they show you.
Yeah. Mm.
It's just time to pivot.
Yeah.
If you
Ye
want.
yes, the pivot,
Um,
totally.
yeah, that's really great. And so the program starts June?
July, the 1st of July. Yeah.
July
And we
1st.
finish on Halloween, 31st. So the 31st is the end of that month. Whether we have, a session on that particular day will be different, but that's the month
Exciting.
chunk that it runs to. So the
I
energy
want to
is the
enter it. I want to go in it. It sounds really good. I know about the chakra. I have some basic understanding of, yeah, kind of
Mm,
chakra for dummies a bit, but
mm.
to really be able to, yeah, drop in and be
Yeah.
self-aware of those energy points and how they relate um
Yeah.
and uh, focus on that. It's really
Yeah,
great.
cultivating an understanding of like the portals. They are, energetic portals within your body that the universe can funnel into. So,
Mm,
and all the energies around us can funnel into. So if you can open those and have those clear, um, then, your perception of the world is going to be harmonious and loving, and
right.
life is going to have a beautiful glow to it as opposed
Hmm.
to looking dull and, having a nihilistic or having a depressive kind of view of the world. It's just
Right.
bringing love and, yeah, warmth
And
back into us. Yeah.
can you have your chakras like open too big?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
What does
Yeah,
that what does
definitely.
that look like? Like if your heart's open, is your heart
Yeah.
chakra open too big ever?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I think the bleeding heart syndrome, right? I think that's the bleeding
Ah,
heart. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And if your
that's
throat chakras open up too much, would you be spouting things you shouldn't? And then probably is
yeah.
related to another chakra of things you shouldn't say.
Exactly. So there
Okay.
is a really
Very
good
cool.
example. Aaron Doherty, he talks about that. He's online. He's got a great YouTube channel and Instagram. And what Aaron talks about is that when you are too open and active in your upper chakras, you're more of
Mm.
an empath. You're very
Ah.
empathetic, and that has come from your childhood programming. You've been in an environment where you've had to be like highly attuned to everyone's energy around you because it's turbulent. People are unpredictable. Your parents may be alcoholic, arguing, so you've got to be very
Mhm.
highly sensitive to the energy to protect
Ah.
yourself. But then a narcissist is highly active in their lower chakras. So they are more closed through here, but then
Ah.
grounded, safe, secure, confident down
Right.
here. And that actually comes from the same dynamic as a child. So these
Hmm.
two polar opposites are actually birthed from the same dynamic. It's just a different coping mechanism. And that's just
Mm.
come from, the temperament that you're born with, or just how you have coped as a child. And that has, so both are highly kind of like out of
Mm.
whack. So regulating them all,
Mm.
I've, a lot of people that have just really shut down, their empathetic abilities to the point where they're quite numb and, yeah,
Mhm.
nihilistic and, very just disconnected from themselves and from the world. But just because that's just so intense. So it's re-regulating. So they're all, they know when to open and close. And you kind of know when you're going into a space where you can kind of tap into and
Mm.
open your heart center more when you're having a loving conversation with your family or something, but you're going into the shopping mall, so you might want to close, turn stuff down a little bit if you're going into a mall or you're catching a train and there's lots of people around that you don't want to
Right.
siphon their energy into your energy, especially your higher chakras. You know, if you're walking around with an open third eye and crown, and you know, everyone's like negative energy is just siphoning in, because
Yeah,
that's what you're telling everyone, that you want to know what's going on with them, because you're walking around just highly open. But
like a big old bucket.
exactly, catching
Yeah.
everyone's shit, rubbish.
Yeah, totally. And does this help? I mean, I know with women right now, a lot of us we're working on our intuition again and really coming back online with
Mm,
our gifts and our magical abilities and, and
mm,
the third eye and opening. So
mm.
this would help with your intuition as well.
Highly, 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 100%. Definitely,
Wow.
definitely. And trusting it and knowing. And a lot of that is looking at your beliefs and then your values as well. So I had an instant where I was working on my values list quite hardcore. Like, what are my core values? You know, and one of them is stability, um
Mm,
and you know, trust, and a lot of we all have, you know, open communication and love, and you know, we have all these kind of similar ones, but one of my core values was stability. And I had a friend that was very you know, all over the place at one point, with a lot of things going on. And I was gardening one day and I just said to myself, what is my value that is being activated with this
mm.
friend? And I kid you not, I had not finished the sentence in my mind, and the value just was like dropped in. It was like stability, and I was like, oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, now I understand why I'm feeling like I'm pulling away from that person, and now I
Mhm.
understand how I can approach a situation in a different way. So, yeah.
Breaking patterns then, or at least understanding your patterns, and then being able to, before you get too deep in areas, you can
Mhm.
ask yourself, what
Yep.
is it that's not jiving here and
Yeah.
why?
And understanding the difference between the sound of your intuition versus your monkey mind, your ego. Like, your ego will always be nasty and be demeaning and be like keeping you small, even if your intuition is warning you of something or trying to direct you away from something. It would never give that information to you in a negative like way. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And
Mm-mm.
what's the difference between is your gut instinct the same as your intuition? Is that,
Yeah, they're
we
linked.
used to
Yeah.
say gut all the
Yeah,
time, right?
totally. Well, you do have a gut brain. So they've done studies, and there's part of the chemical composition or something, I can't remember exactly what it is, this in your brain is actually active in your digestive tract as well. So you
Hmm.
do have a brain that, yeah, resides down
Yeah,
there. And so that is your gut instinct. So that's when you're feeling it like lower in your body. Totally.
okay.
You just get that
Yeah,
feeling. That's still,
yeah.
I think, your intuition. Totally. There's
Hmm.
that connection, and Karina spoke about that in her interview, as well as the mind, the heart, and then the gut connection. And that's a whole nother flow that you can kind of create with visualizations and going into meditations to really like open that up and trust. But there's a lot of working around the resistance in the sacral chakra, because that is your gut, and we are so
Mm.
closed off from that. Listen to that. That's me too. I'm still closed off to that.
And so that's your throat. So that would say, what would that clue into somebody? If they say there's someone and they're like, okay, well, whenever I talk about this, I close up. That's a clue that your throat
Yeah.
chakra is like, unpack that a little
Yeah,
bit.
you're like, yeah, totally. That's what you need to look at right there. There's definitely a block around that still. Yeah, definitely.
Wow, you've got so much wisdom
Ah,
and so
thank
much
you.
knowledge. That's great. And I love how you've incorporated like as a Peter Levine and different
Yeah,
uh
Peter Levine, he came in through the other speakers. I hadn't heard of him, but yeah, Dr. David Hawkins. Yeah,
Hawkins, sorry. Yeah,
yeah,
right. Yeah.
Hawkins. Yeah, but him, I love David Hawkins and Alan Watts. Anything that Alan Watts, you know, his teachings are really incredible.
And
Dolores
any
Cannon.
age, anyone can learn this at any
Yep,
age, right? I mean, you
totally.
just if you have a calling and you're interested, then it's
Mm.
for a reason most likely.
Yeah,
And
100%. Yeah,
oh, that's wonderful.
yeah, totally.
That's so exciting. And
Yeah.
so like how does one like want to like sign up or register, they contact you or?
Yeah, contact me, definitely. There will be, in the group, once it's ready, there will be, the, inquiry, funnel, that you can drop a link and email and get more information about it, so you can inquire through that. So that'll be coming in the next few days. So yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And 4 months is a really great time to,
Mm,
to to re-understand and rewire in a way and break some cycles or just understand yourself. It's a nice commitment to yourself
yeah.
for someone to be part of.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, definitely. And just even, even if it's changing how you see the world around you,
Mm,
like I've really loved the law of assumption, because it's literally science in your brain. Like
yeah.
it is your reticular activating system, which sits at the front of your brain, and it is how you perceive the world. And
Mm,
our brain, because there's so many bits of information that are happening all around us, we can't filter and take all of that in. So our brain will pick and choose, cherry pick based on
yeah.
our beliefs, what to show us, and so they will be more active in our field. So yeah, if your perception of the world is really you know negative, or you
Yeah.
just feel like the world is against you, or life is hard and life is a struggle,
Mhm,
all these programmings,
mhm.
like get to the root of that, because
Totally.
it's going to be,
And-
it's hard work, it's
Yeah,
there's still work, but you can do hard work that's enjoyable. This has been quite intense for
totally.
me for the last 4 days, but it's enjoyable and it's expansive, and I'm talking about
Yeah.
what I'm passionate about, and I'm all of these beautiful people that are aligning with what I'm creating. So there's still work, but yeah, there's such a conditioning around, yeah, it's just life is hard, and
Mm-hmm.
really want to
Yeah. And I think that we can actually heal a bit faster than we've been told in the past too.
100%. Oh,
If you're on it and you're ready for it and you want to go for it,
yep,
then you find the modality that resonates and it feels good and you can dig deep. And I
yep,
know it's for me, it's been a beautiful journey. And that there is so many different ways to do this now
yeah,
and come into it. And the past life, it's like click, click, certain things. It's just like new codes,
yep,
take that one out, put this one
totally.
in.
Yep,
And
totally. And we do that in the past life and the past love as well. We don't just go in and come out and talk about it. We
mhm.
do hardcore clearings when we're in there. We do hardcore reprogramming when you're still in the meditation. We
Mhm.
clear, we reprogram, yeah, slate clean
Perfect.
and reprogramming when we're in the meditation. So it's not just about
Yeah,
going in
you
and
have
coming out.
powerful, you've got powerful meditations for sure. I
Yeah.
just love it. And you just keep it you just channel it out, you
Yeah,
just
for sure. Yeah,
going. I
totally.
know with
Yeah.
ours that we did, you were quite connected and we were both a bit emotional at the end of it. So it
Yeah.
was powerful.
Yeah,
Um,
for
Energy
sure.
doesn't lie.
No, it doesn't, exactly.
No.
Yeah. And, sometimes I can see another aspect of a past life regression or that I've been in. I've had some that I've come out of and I've been able to contribute to, the person will share what they saw, and it
Hmm.
reflected to what I also saw. So I was able to add another aspect to it, but that doesn't always happen. It's just, yeah, being in tune and
Mm-hmm.
flowing and really connecting in. And it also depends on how open the other person is with their senses and what they're going through, that we can tap
Right.
in together, and I can receive the same access point into that life. Yeah.
Oh, from
Yeah.
chaos to calm.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
And can people register now or and what are the fees? Can we find that out or how does
Yeah,
it?
people can definitely comment underneath here that your
Mhm.
your
Interested?
interest, definitely. Yeah, but in the next few days there'll be ways that people can access. But yeah, through the summit there'll be $100 discount as well. So there'll be a
Ooh.
quantum somatic summit code to use for that. So there'll be a discount. Yeah.
And then you meet once a week.
Yeah.
But besides, and there's a couple breakup or
Yeah.
like a week or two where you
Integration.
don't, and
Yeah,
integration weeks.
exactly. Yeah.
That is wonderful. It's
Yeah,
exciting. I
there'll
love
be
it. I
more
love it.
dropping in here in the yeah, in the after the summit is finished, next week. There'll be more coming in bite-sized chunks about it. So and yeah, I'll be popping on here more and talking about it as
Right
well.
on. And
Yeah.
what's coming up next then? Today
Uh
we've got.
yeah, I'm going to do a collective past love regression on Wednesday. So we'll be able to go into one if anyone wants to join that.
Really?
So yeah, yes,
Okay.
so yeah, that will be on Wednesday New Zealand Standard Time at 1:30, but Pacific Standard Time, that's Tuesday the 23rd at 6:30 p.m. So yeah,
So anyone can come and sample and see how it is.
yeah,
Oh, brilliant. I love that. I love that.
yes,
That's
yeah,
great.
yep, yeah. So that's
Wow.
next. And then,
Exciting.
I'm really wanting to host an in-person retreat as well towards the end of the year in New
Mm,
Zealand. Probably up north somewhere. You've been to New Zealand before, so somewhere
mm-hmm. Oh, it's powerful.
Coromandel or north of Auckland or somewhere, or Raglan maybe. So yeah, just looking at
Yeah.
places and hosting something for 8 to 10 women to come and
Mm.
really transform for a weekend. Yeah.
They're powerful. I just went to a retreat and I tell you, it was through the priestess school I work at, and it was absolutely, yeah, it was pretty life-changing. We went during the eclipse, and being in there, when you do meditation and you're in circle energetically like this, but when
Mm,
you're together, it's a totally different experience. And so
yeah.
there's a lot of upgrading and up leveling and just releasing and tears and happiness and excitement and
Yeah.
calm, and we dance with the trees. But yeah, I love that. You would be phenomenal. You got it all going on, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
You do. I do. I just love you. I just love your energy, and
Mm,
you keep showing, you show up, and you're giving the world what we need right now,
mm,
like, and
yeah.
they're they're the leaders of the world right now. This is what's happening. There's
Mm,
a shift, and it
mm.
doesn't take long.
No,
Like,
well, and Erica talked about that in the interview just before us, is that, you can transform really quickly through things, and you
hmm
don't need to go back and re-traumatize yourself by
no,
talking over things over and over and over. If you've been talking about it for years, then yeah,
yeah,
that's fine.
quantumly, we're jumping.
It's time to just let it go in the quantum and just release it and not stop holding on to
Totally.
it.
In a safe
Yes.
space, and that's
Yeah,
great.
totally. Yeah, and it's
Great. I'm glad I got to learn a little bit more about it. I've been
yes.
waiting.
Yeah, I know you have. You're like, I want to ask you questions now, but I'm like, just wait for the interview so it can be like spontaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And I've still been kind of cultivating how it looks and really feeling into what that looks like
Oh,
for,
it's going to
for
be
the woman
brilliant.
coming in
Yeah.
and
It
supporting them.
sounds just perfectly aligned, and
Mm,
a little bit of everything, but with tools you can
mm,
go with a lot of transformation, like
yes.
the chaos, from chaos to calm.
Yeah,
And in four
definitely.
months, that's absolutely doable.
Yeah.
In, and collectively meeting some other people too, and
Oh,
having a
it's create like we met through a group program, so it's
hmm
meeting people that
that's
are on the same wavelength, so and that you
yeah.
vibe with and you have the same interests. So yeah, totally. It's really expanding your network of people and your support network and your support system, and on this energetic level. So I think that's really, really, really important. Definitely. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Oh, thank you for joining me today, Carly, and thanks
Yeah,
for
I love
asking me
it.
about me and getting to know me.
Yeah, well, I know you've been hosting everything, and now
Mm,
it's yeah, you've got
mm,
so much there. So
yeah. I got a oracle card this morning and it was resilience, and it was like, it's perfect for meeting up with you and your
exactly.
resilience training, and it said, I'll just send a photo of it to you.
Mhm.
Releasing the past was like the little tagline underneath it was
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
if you can
releasing the
really
past and seeing how far you've come,
yeah.
and going for here. Look at, just as I look down. Here's the
Oh, it's
there's
your yes.
there's the galactical spiral,
Yeah, I love
and the
that. And
helix. It's
that's
the DNA.
and
Yeah.
that's when you view a chakra from above, it's like seeing the galaxy. It's like that's the vision and
Mm-hmm.
the visualization that you get is that spiral. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful reminder that we're
Yeah.
we're always evolving and moving, and we're definitely on the right path right now, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, for sure. 100%. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
thank you.
that's okay. Thank you. And are you going to be able to be present for the rage ritual later? Do you think you're going to be able to do that
I
live? Or you
think
got this?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I don't know. I've got some teenagers
Oh,
downstairs that
yeah.
it's pretty soon, isn't it?
Yeah, what is we're at? Yeah, it's in an hour and a half.
I
An
love
hour and a
I'm
half.
well, I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just need a couple pillows, right, to yell in
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
just
like
like
that.
scream into the pillow.
I'll
Yeah.
go grab a bat. Stuff with kids. I'm doing some healing work, children.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's what it is, screaming and
Trust.
letting it out. And yeah, so everyone watching, if you're watching live, yeah, just start preparing yourself for that.
I'm
Totally.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Courtney, right?
Yeah, Courtney.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. She's dialed in. It's great.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, bring it.
Yep.
So that's what,
Intuition.
sometimes you can just, yeah, from shaking to raging to meditating to whatever it is, it's all part and parcel of going towards the same thing of healing and
Yep.
finding your authentic self and your voice and that
Mm.
frequency of freeness to
Mm.
be.
And what
So
resonates for you as the process that is tapping into what you need in that moment, So
yeah, like, yeah, exactly. That's why it's so nice, the different modalities that we
Mm.
can access with our central nervous system.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's great. That's your summit's been amazing for that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just had the vision pop into my head of like a few years ago, I was going through a whole lot of stuff and just gardening. And I had this massive
Mhm.
section that I needed to clear of all these weeds. Oh, I didn't have to, but I just did it. Everyone's like, You're really going to try and clear all that on your own? You're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And like,
Get it out.
yeah, 3 weeks later, it was like, that's when I was raging and needed to like,
Mhm.
just went and like, hacked at
It
those with a
helps.
machete and pulled them out and cleared all the debris that was tangled, and it was a
Yeah.
tangled mess, and let the light
Mhm.
through. And yeah,
Mhm. Listen to your
yeah,
body, right?
yep, totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever our body needs.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Well, we'll see you in a little bit then.
Yeah, send you on your way. Thank you so much for
Look forward to
being
the
here.
Wednesday, the group love regression, past love regression.
Yes.
That's gonna be phenomenal. So
Yeah, I'll drop the tomorrow I'll drop a visual, and then there'll be the Zoom link that I'll drop a few days before. So it's open for anyone to join. So yeah,
in the Order of the Dark Moon group.
yes, they'll be in this group, and yeah, an email will be sent out as well to everyone that's registered, and everyone that's already on the email list will get an open invite to be part of that process.
Woo! Bring it.
Even if you're in a
Good.
loving relationship, like
Totally.
do it, because it will just deepen it. It'll deepen it
Yeah.
even more. It'll deepen it even more. Totally. Yeah,
Totally.
it's not about finding new love. It's about accessing that you are worthy of receiving that, and yeah, and
The
then
depths of love. Yeah. And yeah,
exactly.
beautiful.
Yeah. All
Cool.
right.
All right.
Thank you so
We will see you
much.
later.
See you
You're
later.
welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Mm.